All right, so we got the Durango dry train refresh fluid. I'll put a link in the description below, but it's from BLAU, Blau Fluid, Blau website, however you say the name of that. But I got some notes here. So the rear diff takes 4 ounces of this, so the whole bottle of the friction modifier. And then we have, for the rear diff, we get 1.5 quarts or liters, whatever you want to call it, of the 75W85LS. So they're labeled liters. So here you go. It gets 1.5 of those. And then the other 1.5 goes to the front diff. But the front diff doesn't require the friction modifier. But you can still put it in if you want. It won't hurt nothing. But it's pretty much a waste from what I've read. And then the transfer case gets 2 of these. So the ATF plus 4. And then the transmission pan, which is this whole piece that has the filter built in. It's the bottom pan that's got the filter. And then we put about 5 of these bad boys in there, give or take. Obviously, my Durango has 167,000 miles. So we'll see what that fluid looks like. It's probably going to be gross because I have no idea if this was ever done. But yeah, I just wanted to open up the case. This thing was packed really, really nice. So we'll load this up in the Durango and get the Durango over to my buddy's shop where we can use the lift. Make life a lot easier. All right, so we're at my buddy's shop where the lift is. We're going to perform this with 167,000 miles. Almost 168. But we got to let the car cool down. You should start this, they say, with the trans temp below or at 86. This way you have time to go through the process and do this the right way. Who knows if, who knows if the dealership actually does it the right way. But so we're gonna go in and get this thing on the lift. You ever see a Hemi swapped RX-7? Me neither. Woo! Check that bad boy out. Big old turbo on the Hemi, 5.7. Let it eat, let it eat. All right, so we're at the back of the Durango. There is the rear diff. There's the drain. There's the fill up there. There is the transfer case. That is the drain. I gotta check to see if that's where you fill it. I will get back to you at some point in this video, let you know where you fill the transfer case at. I can't remember if you gotta fill it in the same hole until it starts leaking back out. I gotta check that. This is the transmission pan. This is the drain plug that you drain it from. That is the fill plug. Before you touch the drain plug on all of these, make sure you can get the fill plug out first. So take fill plug out and then drain plug. And don't start serving this bad boy until you're at 86 degrees. All right, and then these are all the bolts. They're all fun around there, especially around the AC line. I hit everything with PV blaster. And this is the front diff. As you can see, drain and refill. So again, open all the refills on all these. I got everything set up over here. I always suggest labeling your bottle so you know, so there's no, in case you move it, I'm gonna have my buddy helping me with this. So in case you move something, you have it all. I labeled these all trans, T-case, and the 3 front and rear diffs. Then I even wrote rear diff on the friction modifier. I have my notes. The kit comes with a pump. I'm gonna actually mess with this now and try and figure out how to use it. And then it also comes with a new fill plug for the transmission, which is nice. So, and then you got all new bolts. This is the trans pan, same one that's on the Durango essentially. And then this also has the filter built into it. So there's some instructions from the people I got it. BlauParts, how do you say that? But yep, so let's do this. All right, so hopefully you can hear me. So first, to open these, you don't take off the lids. You just pull this tab and that other tab and pull up. It takes 2 hands. When you pull up, this will come out 2 inches, and then you can pull this again, and that'll come up. All right, and that's what it'll look kind of just like this and that. And then if you want, you can just squeeze this attachment onto there, put it on there, and then you take that cap off, put the hose on, it can fill it up. In the video, the guy has it laying sideways, so this thing should be pretty leak proof while you're filling it up. Some of these you could just fill up without this pump. You could just take this off. So look, I just took it off because it comes with all this. All right, and the only thing that was on there is that. So I pulled that off. Is you can fill it like that. Again, we'll see. But attaching this, pushing it in with your length of hose might be the easiest way for most of it. But we'll see.
As soon as she gets her
spewing out. So drain bolt for transfer cases up here. The fill bolt is all the way over there. I need to hit that fill bolt with some PV blaster. Doesn't look bad. A little milk to it, but it's not shiny.
Yes, I think that's, like I said, that stuff in there is green.
It's definitely not. If it's green, it's closer to brown.
Yeah, brownish, yeah. So I think, yeah, it's green. It's been broken down. That's why I guess.
Just checking on things here. Everything looks to be all right. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. And we'll continue on. We'll get the surface all cleaned. We'll get rid of this gross one and put the new one up. So here it is. I believe there's magnets down there, and that collects any material. So there's a little bit of metal there, but I believe this is the original one that comes with the transmission. It even says use the Chrysler products only, fluids, yada yada. So this is probably good to do. A little peace of mind, give it some life. All right, so here we are. I've been driving for about 15 minutes, heading home from the shop, and trains is getting warmer and warmer, and everything has felt great. Followed the procedures just like the video that I got. I'll put in the link in the description below, just like I did last time when we did my buddy's drivetrain fluids on his Durango. But all is good. Before, how I just kind of took off super slow there, right before this shift in the second gear, it would sometimes have a clunk when the transmission was, at fully operating temperature like it is now. It would kind of be like clunky around town from between first and second gear. And so far, I don't know whether that was a trans fluid issue, diff, T-case, whatnot. I didn't like research it. But so far, knock on wood, that has been gone. And I did it one quick test drive to make sure there was no leaks and that it went through all gears. And now I'm obviously I went back to the shop, and now I'm driving home, and it all seems fine now. So we I think it was successful. The dealership charges like between, I read everything from $1,200 to $2,000 or $1,200 to $2,000 to do that service. Gotta watch out here for the deer. But they charge that to do that service, and it took a few hours, but we got it done, and it was like $200 in fluids or whatever it was, but it was somewhere close to that. So not too bad. Definitely worth my time. Can't really afford to have the dealer to spend $2,000 on a truck with all this many miles. It just seems senseless, right? But this thing still's got a lot of life left. I firmly believe that. Engine's treated me well. I've done one water pump. I have dealt with the exhaust studs, but thankfully it was still under warranty when the exhaust manifold studs broke. So I've dealt with that. I've dealt with the water and the tail lights. So I've pretty much experienced everything. I dealt with the tailgate lifter braking. So I feel like I dealt with a lot. But the transmission, the engine, knock on wood, the things that matter the most have treated me well, and I made lots of memories in this with family vacations and all. So I'm gonna keep driving this thing. I I drive it, I would say 3 to 4 days a week, and I also drive my Acura RSX Type S the other 3 or 4 days a week, depending on the weather. Obviously, this does my harder commutes when the weather is rough, when the snow is the ice. You know, that's when I'm taking a Durango for sure. And then obviously family adventures. But for the most part, man, this thing has treated me well. I've had it since 107,000 miles, so I have no idea if the transmission was ever serviced, but I do know it had a Mopar transmission pan on it. So if it was serviced, it had to be by the dealer, but it definitely wasn't serviced in my 60,000 miles that I've put on this thing in roughly about 9 years. I put about 60,000 miles on it. So I drove it, but you know, people do drive more. Like I said, the past 2 years I've been splitting the time with my Acura. But I think that's it. If anything changes, I'll come back on and update you. But if not, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.